Hey YouTube, it's Cantaloupa. If you want more MotoAmerica content, check out the new and vastly improved MotoAmerica Live Plus app. It's the only place you can catch all the race action in one place all season long. Click the link in the description below.
To complete these laps is the way they're going to line up. Our pole sitter, Rocco Landers, with Alessandro Di Mario and Gus Rodeo right there alongside him on row 1.
Yeah, great qualifying for Rossi Moore, Avery Dreyer, and also Dominic Doyle there, 6th.
Row 3, we've got Jack Roach, Shone Barsky. It's been a strong weekend for him, and Jeff Beam up there inside of the top 10.
Yeah, Jeffrey Perk, that's a good qualifying for him there in the top 10. We go down to row 5, got Bryce.
We are good to put the lights up in the left-hand corner of your screen. They're out. We are racing here at Brainerd International Raceway, and it looked like a clean start. Rocco Landers lurking on the starts, and he's leading the field into turn 1.
And great start for Rossi Moore as well. The 2 Suzuki's going to lead this as they head down into turn 2 on this opening lap.
17 riders, I mentioned, out there for this race, but what we have seen so far this season is the gaggle at the front. They fight these races out all the way down to the end. Rocco Landers knows that, and that's what he had to figure out. He had to figure out how to have enough left in the tank to hold everyone off when we get to the finish line.
And Rocco has really showed a lot of speed toward the end of the races, is where he has struggled is early on in the races. As he makes a mistake right there into turn 4, going to lose a couple spots, and already fighting back early to get that spot. Looks like he outbroke himself a little bit early into turn 4. I'm sure he was found himself in the lead and was wanting to try to break away on this first lap.
Take a replay at this pass for the lead.
Yeah, look at Rocco. See how he just blew the corner. Luckily, he was able to stay on the track there, and you know, Rossi Moore was able to make the pass. And you see Rocco already with his head down, trying to make that spot back up. He missed.
We mentioned Rossi Moore, and we were looking at the highlights from Road America and how he's still looking for a win. You know, he's made that move up to Twins Cup from Junior Cup as well. We were here at Brainerd last year. If you're a fan of Rossi Moore, you saw him win this race last year in Junior Cup, so he's made a big step forward this weekend.
And we had him on the preview show on Friday, and he was just beaming with confidence. Getting that podium last race at Road America was huge for him, and we'll see now with the momentum. He got the podium. Now his target is to try to win as Rocco makes the pass.
Rocco sat behind him for as long as he could, but knew that he has to get out ahead of him, and he needs to be able to do exactly what we saw Hayden Gillum do in that first race, and that's just beat down these first few laps. Plenty of action that is yet to unfold as Rocco Landers extends that gap out over Rossi Moore and Alessandro Di Mario.
You see Alessandro really getting a good run on Rossi Moore there. That's the Aprilia strong point there on the top end. They have a little bit of an advantage at this moment, and looks like he was a little too close and got almost into the back of him, and they was able to slow down.
One of the things that Rocco talked about, Roger, was the fact that he needed to get himself back into race mode for the Twins Cup. That's what we saw happen at Road America, but he wasn't expecting the competition to be as fierce as what it is in this Twins Cup format, and that really speaks to the ladder that exists here within the MotoAmerica ranks, that these riders are coming up to Twins Cup from Junior Cup, but they're coming with a ton of experience and racecraft.
Yeah, Rossi and then also Alessandro Di Mario, 2 really young, talented riders, and then also Gus as well as a guy that's got a little experience in this class, and they all want to come out here and beat Rocco and show they have the same speed. Rocco has a big resume, and you got there and you beat Rocco, then you're really showing you got the talent. How far back he is right here, and when they go through 1, he really closes up that gap. So we see Dominic Doyle and Avery Dreyer having a good battle there for 5th and 6th.
Avery Dreyer is the defending, we mentioned, Junior Cup champion, still competing in that category as well. But Dominic Doyle, he had a strong start to the season. He had a podium finish in the first race at Daytona, had an incident in the second race, but then able to rebound and finish inside of the top 5 pretty consistently. But for Dominic, he knows, and he mentioned it in our preview show, as Avery Dreyer has now made that pass around Dominic Doyle, he knows that this is one of those weekends where he needs to just hold on and keep building and ticking away, running his own program.
Yeah. I think for Avery also doing Junior Cup, he's starting to figure out how to bounce back and forth between each bike a lot quicker. And being a young rider, just took a couple races to get it sorted out. You can see today he's looking really good. It's really difficult to stop Rocco. He's been there. He believes in himself. He has a lot of confidence. See Rossi Morgan looked like he was going to try to make the pass. Wasn't close enough. Rocco also on the Vance and Ihans teams has so many good people around him to help him work through these situations in a position that he hasn't been in so far this season. Just stacking these podiums up, being consistent back to back as a young rider, you know, doing it once and then continue to do it and keep clicking them off. Right through here, he's really fast. Rossi is trying to get a good run through this little short shoot down into turn 12. Is he going?
He was looking for it. Didn't look like it. Saw in the back of that shot, it didn't look like he was able to hold on to it as Rocco Landers was coming through some traffic to take the white flag. Begin the final lap of this race. You see Alessandro Di Mario, Rossi Moore is remaining in that order. It is the 27 still leading the 92.
Looks like Rossi was able to sweep around the outside possibly. He was close. The Aprilia just a little bit better on the top end, but Rossi's as close as he's ever been here on the last lap.
Well, he took the white flag also. He knows that if he's going to make a move, it's got to be on this lap. Otherwise, it's not going to matter. And he certainly understands the championship points and the implications that a second place has over a third place finish. And so for him, he really wants to get around him, and he wants to make it happen. He has to make it happen now.
He's been in a good spot, been behind the last 4 or 5 laps, so he knows exactly where his spots are, where he's better, and where he can possibly make a pass on this last lap, and I think it's going to be on the last part of the track.
We go back up front, you can see the gap that Rocco Landers has over this battle for second. Don't even see Gus Rodeo in the shot anymore as that gap grew to over 9 seconds as they all took the white flag.
Coming out of the chicane is where Rossi's really good at getting a good run, getting all the way through 10 and 11, getting a run all the way down to turn 12 to see if he can put himself on the inside and actually make the pass stick. Alessandro's blocking it though. That was a smart move by Alessandro, but was he too tight? Rossi went for it.
Rossi definitely went for it as Rocco Landers takes the checkered flag. The two come across the stripe, and it's going to be Alessandro Di Mario finishing ahead of Rossi Moore. Rossi gave it everything that he had, as we now see Avery Dreyer, who's been able to make the pass around Dominic Doyle. He's made it stick at this point as these two come across. Gus Rodeo did finish in 4th. Avery Dreyer will take home 5th, and there's Dominic Doyle taking the checkered flag in 6th. Result. Take a look at the championship point standings after the race, and Rocco Landers still holds down the fort there at the front with Alessandro Di Mario now 14 points back.